There is no point, brothers, in choosing a woman, any woman, if she is not clear on the type of team she will be joining, which means you have some homework to do. See, the draft is twofold, my dear, beloved, wonderful, good brother. And I say this out of love for you. The draft is twofold, which means you have to stop down and take inventory as to what type of person you really are, brother. I'm not talking about where you work. I'm not talking about the title on your business card. That actually means nothing as it pertains to your relationship and the type of woman that you choose. What you like to eat, where you like to hang out, whether or not you like to travel is of no consequence. This means nothing. I'm asking you, brother, who are you? Knowledge of self. Who are you and what kind of man are you? I told you in part one that you're going to have to wear three hats, and one of them is your coaching hat. See, who you are, the question is pointing at your values. It's pointing at your principles and your purpose in life as a man. This determines what kind of man you are. What kind of man you are dictates what kind of coach you are. What kind of coach you are determines what kind of system your team will run. The type of system that your team runs will determine what type of player best fits your system. Then you have to determine whether or not, my brother, whether or not the player, whether or not she is coachable. I need men to hear this part, brother. You have to be able to coach her on how to be with you. I say this because from listening to women, many women over the years, it sounds like, brothers, you have taken off your coaching hat. We've already been reduced in terms of our masculinity. That's not a secret. No longer head of the household. That's not a secret. We're looking like buffoons on TV. That's not a secret. There's a little girl in a recent commercial who was up at night and her father came to tell her to go to bed, and it had something to do with yogurt or something. I don't know the product. The part that got my attention is when she told her father that he's not the boss of her, that her mother is the boss of both of them. And so I want to say this to men. You know, this is not a power struggle conversation, my brother. But if you are not the head coach of your own life, if your own situation and circumstances if that does not fall under your jurisdiction, then choosing a mate will always be an issue with you. You will always choose the wrong woman. She will never develop the necessary disciplines. That's the word I gave you in part one. The necessary disciplines to know what she should be doing or not doing as a teammate of yours. You, sir, have to coach her up on how to be with you successfully. But no, you just want to go with the flow. Let's just see what happens. This is a horrible way to approach a relationship. See, that says that you have no discipline. You have no relationship discipline. You have no emotional discipline. Let's just go with the flow. See, without discipline, without a plan, your situations dictate your actions, brother. So when something does not go your way, you go in a different direction. And the reason why you need to have a plan, brother, is because a man without a plan, you at this point have to choose many women. Think about it, brother. If you had a plan, a real plan, you would know and agree that every woman can't possibly fit into your plan. You can't stick to one woman because you can't stick to one plan. You can't stay with your decision, and it's not because of love. Throw that out. It's because you have no plan, and therefore you have no discipline. Discipline simply means that you are sticking to your plan. This is how important a plan is, my brother. But in order to stick to a plan, you must have a plan. You guys are always saying, I don't want to set up expectations. This means you have no discipline because you can't function optimally without some expectations. Look at your team. You're just going to roll your team out there on the field with no expectations. You're going to go out there to play a game for 60 minutes without a game plan. You're just going to let the game dictate what you do without a game plan. You know that's not how you approach a successful season. Now, discipline generates expectations. Your plan has built-in expectations, and at some point you must say, this is what I expect from you as a teammate. And you can't develop discipline without expectations. We've taken the word expectation to mean something negative. No, expectations are necessary. There's trust built into expectations. I trust that and expect these things. And if you don't expect certain things and establish those expectations, then you just get what you get. And you're constantly shuffling players in and out of the game. Have you ever heard the old phraseology, any team that has 2 quarterbacks don't really have one? Think about that, brothers. And again, we're talking about discipline, emotional discipline, and why men keep choosing the wrong woman, because, brother, you don't have a plan for your relationship life. You need to develop that, but you need to take some inventory on who you are as a man. What are your principles? And you need to be able to explain this to the next woman that you draft. And remember, guys, I'm only here to help. That was a lot of fun. I want for you guys what I want for myself. We're going to probably open up a part 3 of this because there are some other nuggets that I want to get to. But I want for you what I want for myself. I want you guys to be happy. I want you to be healthy. I want you to live a life of longevity and one of fulfillment. But above all these things combined, I wish upon you many, many blessings. I am looking forward to your response. And as always, my name is Jay Jackson. Let's break out those coaching hats, put them on, and let's get to work, my brothers.